Okay, now we can move on to your subscription. So you need to purchase a Matterport subscription. First, I want to break down. You need two softwares technically, right? Matterport and Zillow 3D. First, we're going to break down Matterport and when you're going to use it, and then we're going to break down Zillow 3D and when you're going to use it, okay? And how. We'll get to the aspects of exactly how you're going to do the shoot later on. But right now we're just going through equipment and subscriptions. Okay, so with Matterport, you own the account. You own the actual the content itself. Everything is housed in your account. You cannot take the 3D tour that you created and just give it to somebody and they save it on their laptop and they have access to it forever. It's going to be a cloud server on the Matterport software that they have access to. You're just giving them the link to access it, right? So if you make someone a 3D tour on Matterport today, right, and you stop paying your subscription for the software 2 months from now, that client loses access to that scan. They don't have it. It might archive, it might save in your Matterport, software if you stop the subscription, but and even then for a limited time. But keep that in mind. So if a real estate agent really wants to use it to their fullest capability, upload it on Zillow, embed it on Zillow, all of these things, and keep it on their actual listing, then you want to do it the Zillow 3D route, right? That's going to be best for real estate agents, in my opinion. And if they want both, then do both. But Matterport, I have found, is best for real estate agents who post in other places other than Zillow. It's good for wholesalers who are not posting it anywhere. They're just sharing it with their own, clique of people, business owners, and other investors. They just send them the link, the same link that you sent them, versus it needing to be uploaded and published somewhere. Zillow 3D is going to be the best place because all real estate agents upload, their listings onto Zillow. So that's going to be the best way to go about that. Okay. Matterport. Let's dig a little deeper into Matterport. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen again here. We're going back to our portal. All right, here we go, Matterport. And obviously, when you click this button, it's going to be a little different from you. It's just going to redirect you directly there. But I'm on the portal building aspect. So it looks a little different for me. Okay, but this is where it's going to take you, right? You have a couple plans you can choose from. Honestly, since you're just starting out, go with the starter one. Go with the starter one. And honestly, if you really, really want just to test it out, if you're a little nervous about spending even $9, try the free one. You can do a free scan, get an idea of how it works. You can even share it with your first client because it allows for 2 users, so you can share the link. Okay. But this is the one you're actually going to go for, the starter one. And by the way, I've done a lot, probably less. No, actually, I've done more than 20, way more than 20. But what I would do is I was cheap about it. I've never upgraded from starter. I've always stayed on starter. So basically, when I got to like 21st shoot, I would just archive the first one so that gives me an extra space. And if the listing agent contacted me then and they were like, hey, my 3D tour is not working, then I would reinstate it and maybe take out another one. I would keep tabs on, okay, this listing has been sold. They probably don't need it anymore. So I can archive it and inactivate it basically. So that gives me another space to create another one without having to go ahead and upgrade to professional or business. You definitely want to be pulling in some consistent income before you do upgrade, right? So this is the one I'm recommending to you guys. Do the starter route, go with that one. If you really want to just, try it out, you bought your camera, you just want to try it out without locking in any subscription, then go ahead with the free one. That's that. Okay, let me reshare. I'm sorry, this is like continuously stopping. Okay, here we go. Matterport, that's Matterport, right? So one more time, just to go over, Matterport is going to be best for real estate investors, wholesalers, contractors, professionals who need these scans just to share with other professionals. That's it. They're not looking for clientele. They're not looking to sell your neighbor a house or anything like that. They purchase their own things. They find their own tenants. Maybe they rent out their properties that they own. Maybe they're just looking to flip it and then get other real estate agents to help them sell it. They're not actually selling it themselves. They're not looking to upload on Zillow or any of those things. You know, they probably have their own, you know, private MLSs that they share with certain people that they do business with. And for them, Matterport's going to be perfect. But if you're working with real estate firms, you're working with real estate agents, that's who you're going to target. You definitely want to do Zillow 3D. Now, I don't have Zillow 3D linked here, but I'll show you the exact one on the App Store. There we go, Zillow 3D. So if you see, it kind of just works the same way as Matterport, not very different. Similar layout, same concept. You can kind of tour the whole thing by, you know, clicking these different buttons and then moving around. Same thing. The only difference is Zillow 3D is embedded into the Zillow listing website, right? So the difference is, I can actually show you. Let me just show you. And here you really want to pay attention, because when you do talk to professionals, you want to make sure that you're giving them the 3D tour within the software that's going to, you know, give them what they want. And some agents will actually ask you for both. Agents, professionals, anyone. Some people just ask for both. See, this is actually going to be one of your selling points later on in some of these modules. Some people only purchase homes that have 3D tours. And if you don't have a 3D tour, they're checking this off and they're never going to see your listing, right? So must have 3D tours. This is where Zillow 3D gets implemented, right? If you were doing a Matterport tour and you said, here you go, real estate agent, go ahead and put it on your Zillow listing. That someone checking this off is not going to see that listing, because the website itself doesn't know that there's a 3D tour there, right? It's just going to be a link, that same link that you're giving them from your Matterport software, and you're giving it out, copy link. Here, you have access to view it on my cloud. That's exactly what it's going to be. So if someone's typing in the description of a listing, like beautiful home, 2-bedroom, blah, 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 located in here, you know, beautiful shopping center nearby, and here's a link to the 3D tour, it's just there. It's just there in the description. The website doesn't actually know that there's a 3D tour there. So if you want it properly embedded, then you need to do it as a Matterport 3D. I'm sorry, a Zillow 3D, right? And here's how it'll show up. So let's click on this listing here. Right? These are just images. Where? Here we go. 3D home. See, floor plans. You're also going to be providing them with floor plans if they requested. That's one of the add-on services. But here's how it looks. Not very different from Matterport, but you get the idea. It's honestly, it's less appealing to me. I think Matterport looks prettier, in my opinion. Like even the loadout like that. Like with Matterport, like you actually feel like you're moving through, it transitions very well, versus you click this and now you're teleported, you know? So Matterport definitely has a prettier interface. It just looks much better. The quality of the product just looks much better. But if the real estate agent really wants it on, you know, to be embedded in their Zillow listing, then you have no other option but to give them a Zillow 3D 3D tour. Okay. All right, moving on. I'm looking back at my notes, and really that's it. Oh, the Zillow 3D, how are you going to access it? How are you going to do it? So the thing is, you need access to the real estate agent's Zillow account. They need to go ahead and create a Zillow 3D account. And then they need to give you access to that Zillow 3D account so that you can then go log in and then create the Zillow 3D virtual tour on their Zillow account. You can't go and make your own Zillow 3D account and share it with them by any means. It doesn't work that way. That's why I did not link a Zillow 3D anything here for you, because they need to do that first and they need to give you access. And then you can go ahead and create it. So that's also another thing that you need to keep in mind with all of these. Do not go download the Zillow 3D app, start filming it, and then think that you can get it in their hands. You can't. It doesn't work that way. It's all embedded account by account versus Matterport. You can have one account and anyone, you can share it with anyone. It has to be on the Zillow Realtors Zillow account. And they basically have to download the 3D app, sign up, give you access. That's about it. You go to the property, you do the tour, and bada bing, bada boom. Same thing. Now they can, of course, copy the link to the Zillow 3D and send it out, but some real estate agents, some property owners have multiple things that they're doing. Like I've met real estate agents who are dealing with the investor. Maybe they are the investor and they're a real estate agent. So they're fixing the property, they're purchasing the property, and they're selling the property all by themselves. So you're going to be approached by different individuals who do multiple things in the real estate industry, and they'll have different use cases for these things. So you definitely want to ask them and make sure that, you know, whether they want to post this on Zillow or if they're just sharing it with other professionals, and or if they're doing both. Really, that's really going to be the decision maker between Matterport or Zillow 3D. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I believe that's everything from me. I don't think I have anything else to go through with you guys. I want to keep this very simple, straight up. I hope this wasn't too long. I see I've been recording here for about 40 minutes. I'm going to cut this down as much as I can when I edit it. And yeah, you guys will see this tonight. And stay tuned for module 3 next week.